Hey guys, Sebchoof here. Today I'm going to be reacting to an insanely big YouTube video. It's called The Worst MMO Ever by Josh Hayes. You probably heard of him if you're into MMOs at all. Unless this is the only MMO that you've played, then I feel sorry for you. In October of last year, I actually asked him, I've been watching a lot of his stuff and he has really good takes on MMOs in general, so I'm really excited to see what he thinks about this game. But yeah, I basically wrote, big fan of your stuff, Josh Hayes. If you're looking for an interesting MMO for your worst MMO ever, you should check out Realm of the Mad God. It's in an interesting state right now and would be a refreshing difference compared to the most of the MMOs you look at. Big inspiration. Since the channel is called Worst MMOs Ever, he has an incentive and probably goes in extra hard on the MMOs that he perceives to be bad. Because even I'm going to be biased when viewing this video, because I've got a lot of experience in the game, so I look past the difficulties that a brand new player experiences, and so do you. Alright, here we go. This is so crazy. This is so crazy, I can't believe it. Oh my god, here we go guys, here we go.
Realm of the Mad God is a roguelike. You play as far as you can with one life, and when you die, you restart and try to get a little further. If you get far enough, you'll gain slight upgrades on each subsequent attempt. It is the self-proclaimed evolution of the traditional MMORPG gameplay. No longer will players be confined by such pathetic principles as a consistent character or an established story. Or the worst design choice of all, needing to actually play the game. No, those archaic design documents are burning by the metaphorical wayside, and in their place, this is the bright shining future of the genre, apparently. Never again will the player be held back by petty insignificant things like story or character arcs, or
Who says that?
Who says that? What the hell you're doing, or why you're doing it, or even where you are in the Zerg rush of players. Swarming the map like locusts as everyone spams whatever particle effect of a ranged attack they have into the pixely blobs we know only as the enemy. Knowing what you are doing or why you are doing it or where you are is pointless. Consistency is a relic of a bygone age. All hail the MMO evolution. Repetition is freedom. Freedom is repetition. Then die and restart and try to hail a little better. Repeat ad infinitum. Enjoy Realm of the Mad God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Hayes and this is Worst MMO Ever, a series where I play every MMO I can find in a journey to find the worst. Drop a like on the video or sub to the channel for more MMO stuff. Ring the bell for all the future.
I bet you he keeps opacity on default, because there's no way in the game that you would know that you can put opacity on, you know what I mean? I'm sure he would, want to put opacity on if he knew it existed. Oh, he does. Awesome.
Notifications, and as usual, a massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel alive. More on how you can support at the end.
So
for now, let's begin. Today we are playing Realm of the Mad.
Oh, so apparently he was going hard on the fact that they were claiming, like someone was claiming that it was an evolution of the traditional MMO gameplay, because it says on the Realm page, does it? Can you link me?
It does indeed describe itself in the Steam description.
I don't watch all of his videos, like I'm not a mega fan. I watch some
of the traditional MMORPG, so I'm expecting big things. You can see the intense evolution from the very start. The launcher has a background image which actually moves very slightly and follows your cursor. So intense is this game's desire to be played, it will chase your mouse around longing for its tender touch. Game launches, we're told it's a roguelike and we pick a class. The music has evolved to such a level it's actually gone silent. So Realm of the Mad God is a roguelike, which means you'll play for short but intense bursts of time, die, and then restart at the beginning with your progress from the previous attempt, possibly adding small stackable buffs and ultimately making you stronger through failure.
That's what I love about this game.
The class system. You have 5 basic classes open to you, and reaching level 20 in a class opens another, and reaching level 20 in those classes opens more. And the highest level classes require you to reach level 20 in multiple previous ones, so you're stacking up your previous gameplay attempts to unlock something new. I'll go with Wizard and we start the game. Top-down viewpoint, WASD.
Oh, not the tutorial.
Click fires and
not the fucking tutorial.
Explodes a magical bomb wherever my cursor is. You can see my HP and MP to the top right. Both restore slowly whenever I'm not in combat. Now, Realm of the Mad God is a pixel graphic game.
It's good that you get 5 classes at the beginning.
3D environments. You can use Q and E to rotate the camera, which gives the walls and floor a small amount of depth.
This is making me relive the game.
To offset the player's sprite from the center of the screen to the lower edge. The opening tutorial actually has a little viewpoint camera challenge. Stand on this bridge and then offset the camera and rotate it so you can read the text on the islands to the extreme left and extreme right. It's important to note your movement is always in relation to your own screen and not the map rotation. W will always move you directly up on your monitor, even if the map is very slightly rotated. We're told Realm of the Mad God is a hardcore permadeath game. Any items, weapons, armor, or potions you had on you when you
agree with that statement.
Lost, and you'll begin every new life from fresh. And now we kill a chicken. It's disappointing to know the evolution of the traditional MMORPG gameplay ends up at hardcore permadeath full loot chicken killing, because I'd honestly not seen that coming. This is also a bullet hell game, which means lots of enemy projectiles and you need to dodge them, and lots that you can fire.
I guess the tutorial isn't that bad, actually.
Chicken god and their minions, and they drop some stuff. Loot appears
as what it's designed to do.
Stand on it and click and drag the item from the loot pile shown in the bottom right to your very small inventory shown above it. You have 4 equipped items: your left-click weapon, right-click weapon, armor, and ring. If a weapon
ability is right-click on default,
it will be shown in green when you hover over it. If it's a downgrade, it'll be shown in red, which is useful because you'll be equipping new things mid-battle, and you've not really got time to be doing complex maths in the middle of an intense poultry-based firefight. Step through a portal and get given our first quest. There's no traditional quest list. That feature evolved so hard
the quest in this game, man.
But you will always have a highlighted enemy to kill, shown by a little red square icon around the edge of the map, guiding you to them.
Dude, I think this is actually good gameplay, like design, like the marker. But the fact that there's lichens and ants, like that takes so much time to kill, but such little reward, it's pretty cringe.
A mini map to the top right. Sometimes the enemy will drop health potions, little red vials. You can drag them into your thin potion pouch bar, same with the blue mana potions. You can double click this to use them. We now get told about the journal, an in-game written tutorial. Another surprise. I was banking on the genre evolving to have in-game playable story-driven tutorials, but no, it seems the text dump won.
Hey, it's me!
We're told we can press R at any time to return to the Nexus, so we do
Did you guys
this,
see
and
me
now
there?
The game begins. What do we do now? Where do we go? Who are we in relation to this world? What would be an ideal recommended narrative thread to follow?
He's got no fucking idea.
Your unevolved brain wants to ask. But Realm is superior. Realm does not have a storyline, or a narrative thread, or a driving focus. Realm has evolved past the need for these petty things. Realm is gameplay.
Dude, this is only 5 minutes in, and he's only been speaking straight facts, but try to make it exaggerated and funny though. But I can't wait to see the rest.
In its purest form. It's a perfect numbers go up creature, and the most enlightened form of numbers go up is the cash shop. Okay, real talk. Realm of the Mad God is...
the cash shop is so easy to find compared to what to actually do. I keep saying, how the fuck are players supposed to know where to go? There's so many... I've had so many screenshots that I put in my Discord where people, they're like, where do I go? Like, they've got no star, and they're like, where quest? Where do I go? And I always, like, guide them physically to the realms. It's so funny.
Fine mechanic.
Thanks for the follow, Weez.
It controls smoothly, and the combat is responsive as hell, but that's basically all it is. There's very little story or plot or quest or anything you'd associate with the RPG acronym.
It would be nice if there was more story.
After the short tutorial, which is actually quite nice,
thanks for the follow,
the Nexus, and now there's nothing to even hint at where to go. I figure out you're meant to walk north to these open world killing map portals, but everyone's standing around doing nothing. Oh, don't worry, we'll find out soon enough. The main issue with the Nexus is how invasive and oppressive the cash shop is. It literally takes over the center of the hub zone.
Dude, he came at a good time, because only a month before this video, you could buy items. Imagine how much you would shit on them.
Shown in the
like,
open world,
equipable
items being scattered around on the floor.
I mean, you can see that in the shop. They made it different.
So pushed, it's impossible to avoid. All these things that you can walk over and see the stats for, this is the
We're so
cash
used
shop.
to this,
the
but it's so
hub
bad.
Is divided into sections. There's cosmetic skins, dungeon keys, level boosts, extra inventory slots, and in every section there's a gold coin letting you buy realm gold. But if walking is too much effort, there's also a button to the top right that can open the buy realm gold screen. Honestly, I was hoping to play the actual game before the cash shop was thrust on me, but this is so gratuitous.
Yes.
It's impossible to avoid. Microtransactions literally take up the majority of the central floor space of the opening area.
Do you guys remember, who was that Path of Exile streamer? He actually, like, oh my god, he had a field day with the cash shop being, like, blasted on him straight away.
So fine,
Holy
we'll play it
fuck.
your way, oh evolved one.
What was his name?
Let's look
Something
at the
dog,
cash
I don't know.
shop first. Realm of the Mad
Oh,
God is
Brad.
a game about killing lots of nameless minions, Zerg rushing across a map, killing a boss spawn, and then doing it all over again until you inevitably die. So most of
Yeah,
the
that
cash
guy.
shop is focused on making
What was his
that
name?
process easier or more enjoyable.
It's like
You
Cool
can
Dog
buy
or something,
Realm
I don't know, I
Gold,
forgot.
500 coins for just over £4,
Only?
or 16,000 coins for £81.
What a steal.
That's just over $100. Then, with Realm Gold, you can buy cosmetic override skins
such good
for
value,
the
holy
classes,
shit.
or the pets you can unlock, like this Ice King Knight
I think he
skin
didn't find.
for
I think he didn't find that you can buy actual items with gold yet, like equipables.
3,600 Realm Gold. Hang on, 3,600?
I think he didn't find out about
Wasn't
that
a
in
pack
this.
size, was it? Oh no. No, it wasn't. It seems as the MMO evolved, the abusive pricing structure decided it was peak efficiency and has remained the same. You can buy 2,600
It's hard to find.
gold.
It's not
which won't
easy
be
to
enough,
see,
or
like the skins.
7,000 gold, which will be too much, and that will set you back 40 quid. So you could buy the skin, but you'd be left with change, which is designed to annoy people into spending more,
Yeah.
which you might find is not quite enough to buy anything good. There are also an extreme
New
amount
drops!
of buff items. More
Yeah!
HP, more MP, HP restore, MP refill, experience gains or boosts.
I love the new
but also
drops.
increased damage for X amount of time on a single map. Increased defense, even increased drop rates. If you want better loot, you can just buy a better chance. Or you've got keys for dungeons. So this means entering dungeons is a limited activity and money lets you do it more. Good to know. Look at the amount of keys this is selling me right now. Look at the sheer amount of money you would have to spend to get everything in this game. Look, if you're
Yeah, keep in mind, if you're someone that's experienced at this game, you're more willing to look past things like this. Because you load into a Nexus, if you play this game every day, you see this view every day. So you're not open to how it affects a new a person having a new experience, you know what I mean?
fan of the game and you're thinking, oh, that's unfair to go straight to the cash shop. You didn't even try the main game. I am reviewing things in the order the game presented them to me.
This is so unbiased so far. I can't wait to see what else he says.
This is the biggest, most obvious use of the Nexus. This is what new players will see no matter what direction they go.
When I look at YouTube comments and the Reddit, you will see what true emotional bias is. You will see.
This is your opening experience. But hey, if you're too tired of walking in the in-game overworld to get to items, look, there's an actual shop interface too.
Oh no, oh no, he found it.
Wizard,
He found it.
in the shop.
Oh fuck.
Look, loot boxes. Small chances at legendary items or weapons or cosmetics or armor or pets or blacksmith materials in a game where you die and lose everything.
Here we go.
I thought that's a bit weird. Why would someone spend money on good stuff when you might die and lose it? But oh, hang on, you don't lose everything. You can get some soulbound stuff. So dying and losing everything is the focus of the tutorial and one of the main selling points.
Oh, I'm so happy that he looked at the shop. He reviewed this game after they put all 17 ST sets in the shop. Holy fuck.
It's actually only a mechanic for poor people. So I'll leave the shop and get back to the game. Honestly, I don't know what to do or where to go. This is clearly some glorious, evolved, new player experience design, and I am an unevolved filthy...
Dude, what server is he in? This is so dead. What server?
...the casual, unable to comprehend its majesty. Seriously, where do I go? I just go up, and I find 2 portals leading to the word cube and 1 leading to blob. All other shapes have obviously evolved away. Now the glorious nations of Cube and Blob wave...
Nah, it would be his best server, and he lives in the UK, I think. EU West? Isn't that server supposed to be popular? I don't know.
War, with fanatics of each swearing undying loyalty. I mean, look at Xylix here, just blasting the Blob portal with ceaseless fury. Their conviction seeps into me, and I begin to agree. Death to Blob, all hail Cube. When you enter a world, you arrive on the beach. You'll also see a massive group of players just hanging out.
I wonder if I would recognise anyone. I recognise Dominus Day, I think.
Beyond the need to seek out gameplay, and as we'll see later, they are waiting for gameplay to come to them, lying like an alligator waits for a gazelle. Don't check the accuracy of that metaphor, I don't know animals. We adventure forth. The world is full of small things which really, really want to die, so we bless them with our magical wizard blasts from our magical wizard stick, and they ascend to heaven. Follow the red icon for my first quest and discover this crab. My first quest is
I do like the new player experience once you get into the realm.
Until it dies.
Kind of.
That gains me precious experience, and I continue on to fill the world with my
It gets
hot
really old
wizardy
quick
rage.
because the
I'm
behaviors
glad
are
I've got this
simple.
massive invasive wall of text at the top left, obscuring a quarter of the playing space, because the only thing more fun than a bullet-hell directionless MMO is one where I can't see the playing area. The intro was fine. I had direction, I had purpose, I felt in control, and now I am lost. The varied background textures are so wavy and the aiming cursor is so small, I am constantly losing my own cursor in the mess of projectiles and enemies. I have to whip it around just to find where it is. After dominating this beach for a while, I return to the Nexus and see what else there is to do. There is a daily quest room, which has a daily login reward, and then some more complex systems I've not been introduced to
Astro,
yet,
what's going on? Hey!
So not too much help for a new player. And if you walk all the way to the edge of the Nexus, it's just a black void. It's not a consistent map. The rest of reality has clearly evolved away into nothingness. Finally accepting the insatiable, unstoppable march of time would render all things a blank and empty void. Back in the world, there really isn't anything to do. I follow the red square and kill this elf queen so hard she drops a dungeon.
To be fair, even Dar's Dominion and BTN has this issue where players are not too sure what to do. But I hope they have more like direction, and I hope that those games have more story in them. I don't know how they could do it, it's really hard, but yeah.
Not a weapon or an armor, she just drops a dungeon. So after killing the elf princess, I rush up to the body and enter her hidden dungeon. Grow up. The dungeon is a forest maze. It's full of moths and evolved forest creatures and has this interesting effect where room connections are hidden under the tree canopy. All the enemies have this super irritating effect called Confuse, which randomizes your controls for a short time. So up is now left and left might be right. You do eventually learn the evolution of the traditional MMORPG still has circles straight
Hi Tip,
as
what's
the
going
best
on?
technique in any fight. Find and kill this giant moth boss and get teleported back to the realm battle map. Get a red quest to go and kill a swarm, so I do that, and then a chimera looking thing, so I do that, and then a graveyard boss, so I go and do that, and this is all very repetitive. I know that enemies have different attacks or firing patterns, but there are so many enemies that no matter how many combinations of projectiles merge...
I have to pause the stream. Thank you so much for subbing, Astro. I have to pause the finger until these notifications go. Thank you so much for the subs, Astro. So what's your take so far? Because I feel like he's got nothing wrong. I feel like he's said nothing that is like overly negative. Like I don't think anything here is like exaggerated that much. I think everything's really based and real. But yeah, this is a very honest beginner experience like Waffle said, and it's very different to what we experience. I know there's an issue with future Realm likes, BTN and Darza. They expect everyone to know what the Realm-like experience is. So like it follows a very similar beginning where you load into the world and you're not given any direction at all, you just go into the realm. At least the realms are much more obvious to find in that game compared to Realm. Especially Darza because it's right under you. I mean, sorry, BTN. Yo, Dommy, what's going on? Hold on, I'll reply to you on FB in a sec, Dommy. Wait, Dommy, can we still do Monday? Because you were saying Monday last time, right? Sorry, I didn't reply yet. This morning has been crazy for me, man. I saw Mr. Falks. This is a BTN dev. When I was asking for BTN lore when making sprites, the explanations from Miniguy and Quacks were so confusing. I forgot what was the BTN lore? Oh. That's concerning. That's concerning. But I hope what's it called, BTN and Darza has better story. But yeah, whenever we get our friends into this game, we really have to feed them information and like carry them through. And this is something that I said previously. The personalities that are high profile that play this game only play it because they had some previous experience with it, and like nostalgia is carrying them to play. Like for example, if you think of all of the Fortnite guys like Benji, Fishy, Bucky and Macwood that played with me, Markiplier only played it because he had a previous experience with it. Who else? Sleepy most recently. And everyone that is someone that had no experience with this game and plays it for the first time shits on it so hard, and I don't blame them, to be honest. I hope that he does something interesting in this rather than just stay in the realm, but at the same time it's not so clear to find. Okay. Thank you so much, Astro. Cheers.
which they all end up as a lot of bullets. Just avoid them. The music also doesn't seem to fit the pace of the game either.
Yeah, I hate the music. I hate the Nexus music and the Realm music. Everything else is cool, but the Nexus and the Realm music is what made me turn music off. Sorry, Nexus, Realm, and... Yeah, Nexus and Realm music, sorry. Oh god, I haven't heard this one. Yeah, it's a bit troll. I'll read as much as I can soon. Fuck the music, man. I really like, it doesn't fit. That's the problem. I think it doesn't fit. I think the music in other, like, I think the music in dungeons is fine or good, and sometimes awesome. But yeah, the Realm and the Vault music,
I can't tell if I'm slowly getting better or if the enemies are just dying quicker. The biggest challenge is the amount of impassable obstacles on the map. Dodging bullets is very hard when a tree blocks you. Here's an interesting mechanic. You can see other players as green squares on the minimap, and if you click on them, you can teleport straight to them. This system is designed to create large trains of players all walking or running together, sweeping across the land, killing bosses for vast amount of experience very quickly. Power leveling, essentially. Unfortunately, that only works when there is a critical mass of players to do this, and the much more likely scenario is you'll be teleported directly to a level 20 player, and then you get one hit by the enemies they are fighting because you are too weak.
Okay guys, I know there's TP invulnerability, but you guys have to think from his perspective. Like, as a new player, you TP, like, as someone that's experienced, you're probably very aware that there's probably going to be hell in that area. But I can understand where he's coming from with this criticism.
And so you restart. This mechanic perfectly illustrates that this
like, anyone that says otherwise is really biased.
Controlled progression. It's about fast, quick, extreme progression to the end game, and then a very quick death. So I've died. Let's be an archer this time. And you know what? Let's see what happens if I just teleport straight to a high level player and leech experience from them. Maybe I could just power level really quickly. Oh, no. Or I could just die again. You know,
yeah, like this game is so, you get so carried by a lot of people in this game. If you play solo, the problem with this game is the more dead this game is, the more faster it's going to die. And he's in a realm with barely any people. Like, there's 5 people right now. And yeah, it's pretty funny that he's TPing to Godlands. Markiplier moment.
Even if Realm of the Mad God is the ultimate evolution of the MMORPG, even if this is where we're going...
I just want to say, we're 15 minutes in. People have been so pissed at his take, and I haven't heard one thing that he said that isn't fair. At least fair. Everything, majority of things that he said is really true.
To end up at inevitably, there is still a gold selling bot spamming messages by the new player spawn point.
Deca should take this as a lesson, to be honest.
Back at the Nexus, let's check out a few more things. There's the Vault, which is a cross-character storage, allowing you to save valuable things between deaths and runs. And then there's the Blacksmiths, which uses resources you probably find
Capture working well. It's not in the game yet. It's not in the game yet.
To make better stuff. None of these apply to me, because I'm still on the endlessly throw yourself against quests to gain experience gameplay stage. So while I'm doing this, let's just have a read of some reviews. The game of my childhood. Absolutely amazing, 10 out of 10. Played this long ago. Was sad to open it and see keys to exclusive areas, keys for drops, and outright purchasing of ST gear and upgrades for real money. The game used to be a lot of fun. 8 hours isn't my full playtime. It's missing the original soundtrack, which to me was the best and most memorable thing about Realm of the Mad God. I've been playing this game for over 8 years now.
Not the original soundtrack, man.
As well.
What are you
Honestly,
talking about?
It's completely unique in terms of gameplay and experience, and I really enjoy it.
That review is true so far.
The game has several barriers that people may find as enjoyment killers.
The permadeath is fine, man.
Permadeath is really rough.
If that's the bad thing you find in this game, holy fuck.
Be prepared to spend hours building and rebuilding characters. Solid for the first couple of hours. 8,266 hours.
Wait,
left.
That's so much more than me. What the fuck? I've got 5.5k hours. Holy shit.
Don't play it.
Don't play it.
9,792 hours played. Deca is choking this game for every penny it can muster, so much so that they wouldn't even pay the artist that made the soundtrack.
To be fair, she was offered money for the soundtrack, but it was a laughably small amount. The only thing she requested was to get in-game credits and for dynamics soundtrack changing, but they didn't do those two things. But she would have gotten a tiny amount if she wanted to.
Do not play this game. 7 years under my belt for this game.
I don't know how much it was, but
disappointing. It's okay, I guess. 15,044 hours. And
Jesus.
now a strange thing happens. I'm grinding away, but then I'm suddenly instantly summoned and teleported into a
is it old-fashioned? The 15k hour? Oh, wow.
group instance, along with a load of other people. I don't click yes, this just happens, and then everyone starts running. So I just follow.
Dude, how have people played 3 times more than me? Holy shit. Oh, I'm so excited to see what his take on Oryx Castle is. Because this is what the gameplay should be like. Very, like... Since the game doesn't have any direction, this dungeon forces you down a direction. So it's going to be really interesting what his take on this dungeon is.
So I start shooting, and we're breaking the walls.
He's level
down,
10,
and we're
so
killing minions, and we're just gaining a load of experience really quickly. And
he's
I
level
don't know
12.
what's happening, but it's probably good, so I just go with it. And then there's some guy spamming his Twitch account.
I don't know if he got
so
Solga.
I follow this Zerg rush, and we kill things, and they drop a portal, so we all go into it. And then there's more enemies and more bosses, and here is the Mad God himself. So we all rush over to him and shoot him. And then he teleports away, so we follow him, and finally, we kill the Mad God. And then I die, and then it's over, and the game resets, and oh my goodness, what a roller coaster. Never before have I been involved in such a large, flashy, angry mob, and yet felt so little engagement. Where was I? Why was I there? What brought me there? What was I contributing? It's like being picked up and dropped into a mob of screaming people. So you start screaming.
That's only an issue because he's so under-geared. So I think this is the first time where his take isn't, what's it called? Like, isn't sound.
That's what you have to do to fit in. Then more people join and they look
Oh,
at you
fuck.
and you're screaming, so they scream and they assume that you know what you're
Dude,
doing.
how do you
and
not
then
get
someone
any
else
stars?
runs, so you run and someone's leading but no one knows who. And then you're fighting the literal end game boss and then everyone dies.
As long as you get, like, soulbound from the enemies here, I think it's fine.
I felt a lot of emotions during this, mainly confusion.
He never
I was
hit
lost.
level
I had
20.
no idea
Oh,
where
fuck,
my
okay.
cursor even was. And eventually, I lost my player sprite in the mess of players. And even after death, I still feel a bit empty. I think what I just experienced was meant to be the majority of gameplay. A big, mindless rush of players all shooting. Realm of the Mad God is not a well-paced game because there is...
It is kind of surprising that it didn't get a level 20 in 10 hours, but since this game was so dead in the realm that he was playing in, it's so much easier to gain levels and gear when you're with a lot of people because they carry you through.
There's no pace.
Auto aim.
This is also why everyone was just standing at the spawning
God,
zone.
why did I
If you
stream
wait
this
long
game?
enough, a dungeon event
Why
just
did I
begins
stream
and
this
you can
game?
follow the crowd and
Fuck
gain a load
me.
of experience and items. It's the most efficient way to play the game. I suppose one
Oh
of
no,
the
it's getting in, they announced the release date for the 20th of the 4th, Jane.
best aspects of Realm of the Mad God is you know if you like it or dislike it really quickly because it shows you what it's all about.
That's actually true.
Really fast.
That's actually true. You either love or hate this game. And if you love it, it's because of some very specific gameplay mechanics like the bullet hell aspect that no other games really have in an MMO. So he's kind of right
This
about
is
that.
the opposite of it gets good 100 hours in. Normally games make you play a long time until they show you what they can actually do. Realm of the Mad God shows you pretty much everything it has to offer within the first hour and then just asks, wanna do it again? Realm of the Mad God feels like a fun distraction, almost a top-down
I can't wait to read the
focus
comments
is
in the
on
Reddit.
intense
Holy shit, I
moment-to-moment
can't
gameplay.
wait.
Fast,
Holy
flashy,
fuck.
quick, exciting,
Holy
numbers go up,
fuck.
dodge, die, repeat, restart. Don't get connected to your character because they're not a person. They're a mechanical representation of a certain fighting style. Run, group, shoot, gain levels, give us money for skins.
He did a few Oryxes, and that takes a long time to... Not a long time. It takes quite a while to get to, especially randomly. I think he did actually play for 10 hours, but the fact that he didn't get level 20 once... Kinda...
or lockboxes, dark.
I think, like, when you get level 20, it's a very different experience to what he's experiencing. And you kind of... You know how I was saying, people have this really bad idea about MMOs where you're like... You have to play X amount of hours to appreciate in the game. And while that's true for MMOs, like a lot of them, it shouldn't be the case. But it is the case with this one. I have a feeling he would have liked it a lot more if he passed the level 20 threshold. But I don't think it did it once.
I get what Realm of the Mad God is going for. It's a top-down, fast-paced hack-and-slash roguelike with multiplayer focus, but I think the claim the evolution of the traditional MMO is a pretty grandiose over-exaggeration. It's not a bad game, but it's so hyper-focused on gameplay alone, it's not even considered lore, history, NPCs...
He didn't say it's a bad game, no one can rage.
...or the wealth of other things which make up a deep RPG. The game is built around Zerg.
Oh yeah, and Citrus is right. Since the realm was insanely dead, it would take even more to get to Oryx. Like, there's 27 people in this one.
Confused running and shooting and leveling and equipping. It's advancement for the sake of advancement. And I don't have too much to say about Realm of the Mad God because honestly, once you've played it for a few hours, there's not that much left to say. It's very open about what it is. It's a heavily monetized hack-and-slash roguelike with a focus on repetition and overwhelming enemies with a sheer mass of players, more than having a single player having any real direction or sense of purpose.
Yo, Baby Smooth, what's going on?
RPG you can log on to as a solo player, play casually, have a meaningful adventure for a few hours, then log off knowing you can return the next day and continue.
Can't wait to see the comments.
You can't connect to your avatar. This is bullet hell with other people.
Dude, it's 20 minutes into the game. It's 21 minutes into the video, and he's only spoke straight facts. The only thing I have criticism about is him feeling like he's not important in the instance, because he was like barely anyone anyway, with the gear that he had. Yo, what's going on?
I don't think this game was aimed at me, because I want an MMORPG to be a fleshed out fantastical world with a history and possible future. I want to know I'm playing a part, however small, in the forging of a new existence. I want to feel I'm an adventurer in an adventurous land, travelling through the harsh wilds or exploring the thriving towns, meeting the locals and getting involved in local troubles. Becoming known across the land, I want to...
It would be cool to have, like, something that I really hope will be in Daza is to have more character building and world building through NPCs and stuff like that. Like, they already have those villages, which is really cool, and it makes the world feel more special and real. Yeah, lots coming. Sheesh.
No, the evil threatening the land is more of a deep, multifaceted construct or a concept, and is in some way commendable.
Soon.
Making the ultimate decision to stand against it more of a moral choice and less of a big bad evil guy cliché. Realm of the Mad God, however, lets you go into a dungeon dropped by an elf. I do commend Realm of the Mad God for front-loading the gameplay experience and then just hoping you enjoy it enough to play it for a few thousand hours. At least it's honest with what you're going to get. There is a god, he is mad, he has a realm, go and shoot stuff until you die.
Linky, what do you mean there's no lore? There's characters, there's Gil, there's the mystery shop guy, there's the crafting guy. Fuck, how did I forget?
Where you'll then go and shoot stuff again, spend a lot of money to make this process easier and faster. Wait for some random Twitch streamer to start a dungeon, then advertise their channel at you and just follow the
That's
plan.
actually so real, man. The O3 streamers.
So to end this review, I will award Realm of the Mad God Cube Portal for life. Blobs suck. Cube side represent where the cube's at. Out of 10. Cheers for watching. Another massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel alive.
What is the soulbound item thing that you guys were talking about?
Check the video description for links to the Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, and Discord.
Dude, that was solid.
Have a great day.
The only issue about this video I have is that he didn't make it to level 20, so that's why he didn't feel important. And another issue is that, like, there would be a full different review of this game if he got to level 20. Like, I wish he could make a sequel for this video to see what his level 20 take would be, because that would be significantly different. Holy fuck, I can't wait to read the comments, man. Holy shit. He's gonna redo his video? Are you serious? Oh my god, I'd be so keen for that. Are you sure? No way. I'd be so keen to see that. I'm reading as many messages as I can, but now, comment time. I want to see... Oh, he's gonna do it again. Dude, he can't be getting that much hate for this, man. He can't. I used to play so much of this game well before it has changed through multiple companies and slowly added more MTX and straight pay-to-win stuff. When getting a life pod was a crazy drop and a pyramid, yeah, it was crazy. And the pyramid trio was the hardest content. So he's talking about tombs, he's talking about private tombs. Sad to see what it's become. Is this the, I think I know, is this guy the guy that streams Risk of Rain 2? Yeah, I think so. By the way, soulbound doesn't mean that you don't lose items, it means you can't trade them. Oh, I didn't get that part about the soulbound. Is that really what everyone's focusing on? Dude, they find one mistake in the video, and that's their cope. They find one tiny mistake in this video, and that's their copium. Are you fucking kidding? Alright, let's see. There's a story about the soundtrack. It's a bit complicated, but in short terms, the composer volunteered to make soundtrack in exchange for in-game stuff, because they just love the game. But then Deca, the company in charge, wanted to hire them for a wage that was a fraction of their usual wage. The artists got offered, left the group, and they sued Deca for using the OST. Unsure whether they actually wanted to sue Deca. This is what actually happened. Yeah, so she volunteered. She gave into the Unity hype. Dude, when Unity was coming out, everyone was so hyped. And she was one of the people that was willing to volunteer their time to make the soundtrack for a tiny request. She just wanted her name credited in the game. Yeah, Wangeline. She just wanted her name credited in the game. And she also wanted the company to develop dynamic music changing in the game, which is what BTN and Daza both have, and didn't have. Seems like it wasn't too much of an issue to put in. So yeah, she started working for them, and she was offered a tiny bit of money, but it was such a small amount that she didn't bother with it, apparently. 1.5 years later of not adding credits in the game, and not adding a dynamic music changing system, that's when she uploaded the Reddit post onto Reddit, her experience, and how unhappy she was. And to be fair, I don't know how some people go against that. I would be pissed. Gotta say, I kind of respect this more than most MMOs Josh has reviewed. This one is at least absolutely honest about what it is, what it provides, and what it wants. Yeah, I don't think there wasn't much of his personal bias playing into this, to be honest. Like, it's not like he was trying so hard to find the negatives. He was just talking about what he came across in a very honest way. Haven't played this game much in years, but it always struck me as a really unique and innovative game in a lot of ways, which I do agree with. This game is so innovative, and I'm really happy that other games got inspired and are taking the idea in a better direction. It was taking the MMO formula and applying it to other genre other than RPG. I also found that there's not many MMOs that feel like they have much of a massive MMO aspect to them. Yeah, this game is like the least like an MMO because there's hard caps in the realm, but it still feels like it's so much. Josh Strife Hayes, YouTuber with 440k subs, is reviewing Rottenmugger on his series Worst MMO Ever. Okay, dude, this Reddit's so dead now, it's so crazy. He thought the soulbound items in the shop wouldn't break on death, and that's where the pay to win was. Oh, so he thought that they would stay permanent. Oh no, I didn't get that, my bad. Just turn on dark mode at least. You can't turn on dark mode. I'll go back to classic Reddit, sorry. I just like using old Reddit because you can collapse comments in old Reddit. You can't do it on new Reddit. So it's really easy to read all comments if you can collapse them, but you can't do that here. But I want to go through most of it anyway. Send something on disc. He posted 37 messages in Rottenmugger Discord General. Oh shit. Thanks for taking the time to chat. You've helped me arrange what to look for into more. DMs are always open if you want to add anything else. I do read every message. I will go through what he says afterwards, alright? Also, just another way it shows how little the game tells you. Easy mistake when there is no descriptions or information on different gear. His reason for getting that wrong was because he thought no one could be stupid enough to buy something and die and lose it forever, which is a pretty good reason. Oh god, here we go. I left a comment on the video after watching it, so I'll just copy what I said here. I'll be honest, I'm very disappointed by this video. I was a dev designer on Realm for a few years. Don't think very highly of the game right now and believe its future is very bleak, so I anticipated there being a lot of design discussion to be had on the game's problems. But everything here sadly felt very surface level and very sarcastic, without much thoughtful analysis. I mean, he had to make it entertaining, which is part of the sarcasm, and the reason why it's surface level is it's the new player experience, so I think that's very fair. You said you played the game for 10 hours, but also never reached level 20, and there's no footage of anything past Lowlands content. Save for one Oryx wine cellar. Playing 10 hours without reaching level 20 and only having this to say is very difficult to believe. Yeah, I do kind of agree with Tosis on that. There's a whole different experience past level 20, but I do think that for a new player, on average, it will take at least 5 hours. Not at least, sorry, on average, it will take 5 hours to get level 20. Because to easily get to level 20, you have to kind of know what you're doing, which takes experience, and you have to go to a realm which is decently populated. If you go to a realm by yourself, getting level 20 solo would probably take like a whole hour, I think. Like, oh, maybe not a whole hour. If like you're a brand new player, because you need to know what gives you XP and stuff. Like, for example, you could either farm pirates and stuff like that for the whole time, and not get to level 20, you could keep chasing ents and liches and stuff like that, like the quests say to, and that also takes a fuckload of time to get to level 20. Or you could do a Markiplier and TP to Godlands and keep dying, and even if you do kill gods, if you're under level 20, it barely levels you. So yeah, I do agree with Toasters. This video is a good examination of the very early game problems, the lack of an adequate tutorial direction for the player, that sort of thing, but there's also a lot of statements that are just plain wrong, or at least they're misunderstandings of things you should be well aware of within a few hours of gameplay. Pretty much all MMOs except for some willingness to learn by the player, and I just don't see that here. Yeah, that's actually true. I actually agree a lot with Toaster's comment here. I thought it was going to be emotional bias cranked to the max, but everything he said here is pretty accurate. Don't get me wrong, I'm the last person to defend the game nowadays. It's riddled with issues that are worth exploring, so please don't take this as me being biased defensive of something just because I want to work on it. I'm just disappointed that this video, which will seemingly get a lot of exposure from the size of your channel, doesn't really get into anything meaningful, even under the pretense of just being a first impressions video. This is just shallow. Yeah, actually, I could imagine myself writing this comment. I don't want to be too strong in the comment since it's ultimately directed at the creator, but yeah, I just don't believe his claim that he played 10 hours. I don't believe he played 10 hours. The whole video reads like he played for maybe 1 hour. I do believe he played for 10 hours, but he had to play it pretty badly to not get to level 20. If he was in a more populated server, he would have done it. Seb, I got my no healing character up to the first Godfrey. Damn! Let's see. Where did I get up to? It's absolutely the game's job to have a more approachable early game, but as a reviewer, I think he has a duty to be better informed than this. I mean, he had to get further in the game than he did, and he didn't. He tried. This is as honest as a new player experience is. But this is such a good video. Even for people that are Deca bootlickers, because it's only a win. It's such exposure to Realm of the Mad God. Like, I'm sure the game will gain new players from this, and also it probably puts more pressure on Deca, which they really needed. Totally agree with you here. His analysis was not great. Definitely not one of his better videos. Dude, what do you mean? This is as honest as he could have been. I think it's very I think it would be as surface level as his other videos, this video. I doubt he spends more than 10 hours on the other videos, unless he's played them before. I think it's copium to say that this video is one of the least researched ones compared to the others. I think the main thing about the video that it exposes is the game needs to improve on informing player of what to do, yes. And I really hope BTN and Dazzle does better. 10 hours on the scale of most MMOs are nothing, yeah, but the thing is, when you're someone new, and this goes for games, books, TV shows, movies. When you're someone new experiencing something, you won't have the patience to give it more than 10 hours. You know what I mean? And I don't think a game deserves to bore someone or frustrate someone for 10 hours until it starts getting good. But that's the sad reality of most MMOs. And I do think he would start enjoying the game a lot more if he played it for longer. And also uncover more issues. Wow, this review was really bad. I usually like Josh, but he is so bad faith and disingenuous. He made a review after one dungeon, a level 13 character and one Oryx kill. Can't even figure out the fucking arrow to hide the text. I mean, it's pretty high expectation to ask for someone to know about that, I reckon. Okay, I missed that part completely, my bad. I missed that as well. But yeah, it is so annoying, this UI. This is so bad faith it hurts. It hurts because you're experiencing cognitive dissonance. Without mentioning, he assumed that Soulbound is kept on deaf out of his ass because he couldn't fact check himself using the fucking internet. Holy shit. Okay, now it's getting interesting. I'm sorry, but the review is trash. It's like playing WoW for 20 minutes and saying it's only getting simple quests. Doing them. Dude, this game only has simple quests. What do you mean? Are they saying you have in-depth, interesting quests in this game? What? Doing them and getting back to the NPCs and repeating. Reviewing an MMORPG without playing it a lot just results in an ignorant review. This reminds me of when I showed the game to some friends. Dude, it's because you have to get into it. They really didn't get to the point. It requires so much time to get to the point. That's why. It requires so much time to get to the point. That's why he didn't. This reminds me of when I showed the game to friends, they didn't get to the point. You gotta give it a try for some time before you can judge it. And yeah, this guy brings up a good point. In his defense, he has to review a lot of games, blah blah blah. Oh, what did Nigel say? My favorite part of the video is when he just started, and in the first Stone Guardians clip, you can clearly see multiple players auto-aiming since he doesn't have shots off. I think this wasn't what he was expecting from an MMO. Being hyper-focused on gameplay rather than lore isn't a flaw in itself. I didn't understand throughout the video if it was full sarcasm or genuine hatred of this kind of game. Yeah, it's a shame because when someone says RPG, like when someone calls a game an RPG, I think most people expect some level of story and lore to it. Because when someone says RPG, you think elves, swords, stuff like that, which this game does have, but there is some level of expectation with story when someone says RPG, in my opinion. Alright, last thing I want to do, Seb thirsting for drama. I want drama! I want drama! Give it to me. Last thing I want to do is just read his experience of the community and potentially a follow-up video. Actually, this YouTuber is a dumbass. Rotamiga is way better than WoW or OSRS. It's not true. He's just so bad he can't get to past level 20 and exalt a character. You have to exalt a character to get the proper experience that the game has to offer. You have to exalt at least one character to properly judge the game. Wait, you can't judge a game before fully exalting 3 characters? True. Oh shit, here we go. Here we go. Dude, I love this guy. He's so real. He's so real that he jumps into community. Oh shit, he's here. I don't want to talk shit if he's here. Why not? I talk shit about your game. You have the right to defend it and show me where I'm wrong. Dude, this guy is too based. I expect game devs to listen to feedback and improve, so it's only fair I hold myself to the same standard. And dude, we hate it too. I can make a was I wrong update. The feedback has already been great. I got Soulbound wrong. I didn't touch pets. I need to show more level 20 gameplay. I think, what's it called? I think this game has already received so much exposure, more advertisement than Deca has purchased. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how much ad revenue the game has gotten, but it will get a lot of players just from this, I think. It seems the game is in a state of keep current players, not bring in new ones. That's what most MMOs have now. They go for the goal of maintaining whales and trying to make the most money out of each player and keeping the current community rather than expanding it. That's part of the reason why we might not see much advertisement and much more new player experience improvement. That's why we have to be smart and not buy keys and skins today. Well, listen, yeah, I haven't spent money on Realm Gold in a year's time, and I'm willing to spend money again. Like the season update is something that I might be willing to spend money on. Yo, Tuck-Off, what's going on? Soulbound means it's bound to your soul. It's all about your perception of what the soul is. Is a soul a single character, or is a soul your account? I think the fact that he thought it was bound to your account is a fair assumption. Yeah, see? This is my take exactly. If a game can't show you quality in 10 hours, that's a pacing issue. You can watch Game of Thrones Season 1 in 10 hours. And yeah, that's part of the reason why I had a bad experience was because he had bad realms, and it's a consequence of the game dying. I think, you know how Deca reduced the amount of servers recently? That was actually a really good move they made. I think the amount of servers that the game has should scale with the player count. I don't know how easy it is to change the amount of servers. Maybe Tip can tell me how easy is it to change the amount of servers the game has? Because I think the game should cull half the servers that it has right now. I think they should. Very easy. Okay. Because yeah, I think it should very quickly change with the amount of people playing the game. Like, I think they should get rid of half the servers. O3 players will hate me saying that because they love their dead realms so they can do private O3s. But yeah, I think they should cut half the servers. To be fair, Brad, when Unity came out, half the servers were crowded. Half the servers were crowded. Like, I don't know if there's a single server that's crowded now. There's one. But half the servers were yellow and there was some busy when Unity came out. It was massive before. It was crazy. It's funny how they label themselves customer first. Dude, if you look at their website, they are not fucking customer first. This is the most corporate website I have seen from a gaming company in my life. You jump into it, straight away office, straight away live ops, case study, career, as the first 3 things after the 2 common things on the website. Breathing new life in new games. Who are we? Games as a service. I have never seen a more disgusting motto trying to appeal to customers before. This is like, it just seems like they're trying to get, like they were trying to get acquired as fast as they could. Okay. Indie publisher, community, trusted experts, history. I don't think any, like, I haven't seen what games they have yet. Live operations. And then when you scroll down, case study. They want to prove how effective they are at making games successful. Not to the customers, but to potential investors, it seems like. Come work with us, careers. And then finally, you can see their games. The game that they started on, the game that they made them rich and built them. And then 20 fucking mobile games when you scroll down. 20 of them. I really want to know what they did with the Unity fundraiser money, because with the timing of when some of the mobile games were acquired, I can't believe that they spent all of the money from the Unity fundraiser on the Unity client, especially with the quality that it came out on with. Josh, have you ever seen or drop a white bag? Dude, if you don't get to level 20, you're not going to see a white bag. And if you expect someone to get hooked to the game just because they got a white bag or get a good review, you're fucking trolling. There are simply too many good free MMOs to expect a player to be willing to endure a bad or messy opening. If you want an MMO to grow, you need to grab and keep new players. This man just reads my mind and goes back in time and posts these messages. I mean, you can't advertise the game in the current stage. Yeah, true. There was... Oh, actually, I think you can advertise it in this state. This is one of the best states it's been in, to be honest. And I think 5 months after... You know how a lot of people say this game is a game that many people love, but would not be willing to tell their friends about? Only about 5 months after Unity client released would I have tried to get this people into this game. Copium? What do you mean copium? Yeah, it is embarrassing, but I think 5 months after the Unity client came out, that was before loading screens became obnoxiously long, and that was before frame skips. Like those character killing frame skips are actually new in the grand scheme of things. They didn't always exist. I remember fondly. Like they came in after, for some reason, when they added new systems into the game. As they started to do that, that's when like some of the performance problems started setting in. Granted, the performance problems were shit. Like the performance was shit from the get-go, but the really bad ones, like the frame skips and the long load screens, that came in a while later. I don't know why. I think the mid-game of Rotamiga is the peak, and I think Josh Strife Hayes will have some fun with that, hopefully. Depends how dead it is, because it really depends on how many people you're with. It's just a brainless shooting game. Mid-game is definitely the most varied experience. I think the end game is quite varied as well. It's just so hard to do in Realm. It's such a Discord-driven game. I don't expect Josh Strife Hayes to ever get to end game level, because that requires a lot of time. And without Discords, have fucking fun, man. Holy shit. That was really fun. Oh yeah, I forgot to check his Realm Eye. How many times did he die? Because from that we can assess if... Okay. I don't know why it doesn't show. But I'd say if he has... Because every time you die, you're basically restarting the tutorial of this game, which only if you're an experienced player will be able to breeze past. I think if he had more than 10 deaths, it's very fair that he played for 10 hours. Sounds good. Sounds good. No deaths, Hacker. I'm reporting him for Hacker. Hacker? Do you really think this will make much of a ripple in the company, if they cared much at all? This is the first time that a big content creator criticized their game. I don't think it's something that they can ignore.